All right, welcome to the live stream. Today we have all kinds of little goodie for you guys. We have this graphics card. I'll let you guys go ahead and guess what that is. Also, my beloved RAM sticks. I'm excited. It's going to be a good PC build today. And then finally, we have an Intel CPU. So yeah, today we're going to be talking about CES. I haven't really got to make a video yet about the coverage. I actually have made a video and finished it. I'm just kind of waiting on advertisement deal to go through. So don't worry, guys. I haven't quit YouTube. Like, I do have something coming out. And I'll go ahead and pull up the stream now that it's actually going. Won't let me pull it up until I actually start. But yeah, we're going to make a wonderful build today. I really want to dive into what Intel covered at CES, like with Panther Lake, because I thought it was pretty interesting. So I can pull up the chat, see you guys talk. All right, well, I don't think there's anyone here yet. We are using the AYW motherboard today. This is a B760 motherboard. It has PCIe Gen 5. So for the price you get this thing for, I think I got this one for $90 off Newegg. It's an amazing deal. Now they don't have it on Amazon, so the link I left is a different motherboard, but the other board I used last time and it works fine. So you can use either or. All the parts we're using today, the links will be in the description if you want to buy anything to help me out. All right, take all that stuff out. And we'll set this motherboard on top of the box here. Also, I really like the box art for this board. I just think it looks nice with the chrome. And the board itself doesn't look too bad either. The worst thing about it actually is it doesn't have an IO shield. I really wish it did. But yeah. So I'm glad you guys could stop by for the stream today. This is actually one of the last live streams I'm going to be doing building a PC, just because, you know, I build these PCs in order to sell them, to make money, to flip. And the market's really bad right now, you know, all because of these things. Then I'm not going to really be able to do that. I can't buy RAM for $200-300 a kit, and then try to make a flip with a build, you know, on a computer that's $600 to $800. It's just not going to work out. So we're going to have this build, and then we're going to have another one with a Ryzen CPU and a 16 gigabyte NVIDIA GPU. I'll wait for you guys to find out which one. And then, yeah, then we're going to just wait a while, and I'm just going to do videos. Maybe I'll do live streams still, but like just maybe gameplay and stuff like that. So let's get in and install the CPU, the 12600KF. That's what we're rocking today. I got a lot of these off Amazon when it was Prime Day. I got this bad boy for like $103 or something like that. Or maybe it was like, yeah, I think it was $103. It was like really freaking good deal. I'd already put it in a board, but it's never really been used. That's why it has a little bit of thermal paste on it. Let's see if we can get, yeah, there you go. It's a glorious CPU. Import Race, welcome to the chat. You're the first one here. Thanks for supporting the channel, buddy. I actually really like building computers though. Like, you guys see me do live streams all the time. I actually build more computers off stream than I do on stream, and it's not even close. Just because it's a lot to set up, and it's kind of annoying to set all this up if I was to, because I build PCs all the time. So I am gonna miss building them. It's one of my hobbies, but I'm sure I'll get back into it when the RAM drops down. You know, every boom has a bust, so since this boom is so big, the bust is going to be really big too. There's a piece of hair on that RAM module. Okay, this RAM is used. I had this RAM for a long time. It's 16 gigabytes. CL30, or no, CL16. It's not DDR5. CL16, 3200 megatransfers a second. All right, and then funny enough, this drive I actually didn't have a 1 terabyte drive, and I didn't want to pay obscene prices because they had been going up in value. So someone locally, I posted a 16 gigabyte kit of RAM that I had, and I asked, hey, anyone want to trade this 16 gigabyte kit for a 1 terabyte SSD? I'll go ahead and do that any day of the week, because I had a lot of RAM. Like, I still have a good amount of RAM, because I just bought so much before it went up. But I don't have any SSDs because I didn't stockpile those. I have them stockpiled in my build, though, my main build. Alrighty. So yeah, this, he said it was new in box. It looks new. 1 terabyte. I believe it's Gen 4 speeds. And yeah, I think this thing may be QLC. That's for like quad level cell. SSDs that are quad level cell really aren't too good for endurance and performance, but it'll be totally fine for a gaming build. Alrighty. So I'm going to stick this in there. And I need to grab the standoffs here. Okay, so real talk, when it comes to CES 2020, it was pretty bad, guys. I was planning on going to CES this year, believe it or not. I was gonna meet up with Frog Boy and the Silicon Fox and everything, and financially, it just didn't come together for me. You know, just the hotel for how long I was gonna stay was gonna be like $1,300 or something, and I'm just like, I just don't have that right now. So I decided not to go, and honestly, CES this year looks kind of boring. Just gonna say it. I know I still would have had fun going just because it's a cool thing to go do, but I'm kind of glad that it wasn't my first year this year. Hopefully, this whole AI thing will cool down, and the companies will start focusing on consumers in a little bit, and then I can go, and it will be a great first experience. But the main reason I actually wanted to go was to meet more tech reps so I could get more sponsorships and more PC parts and things like that. But, oh, I see that my camera's frozen. That's great. We'll switch back to this camera. I'm sure that's great for our viewers. I really need to get another mirrorless camera. This DJI camera is great, but when you plug it in for a webcam, it just overheats. Really sucks. All right, we mounted that. I'm gonna go ahead and unplug my DJI, plug it back in, and we'll get that camera fixed right quick. There we go. All right. So we started off, we have our 12600KF, we have 1 terabyte SSD, and then we have our 16 gigabytes of RAM. The next step is going to be CPU cooler. I've used this one a lot on the channel. I think I got this bad boy for like $13 on Amazon Prime Day. I just bought a lot of them. Maybe it was 15 or something like that. Put a little underbolt on the 12600KF and this will tame it. Plus it's white and people like white stuff. Every decision I make when doing these builds is based on, if I spend that money, will I get a return back? And will the return be more than the money I spent? That's kind of how I purchase things. If I don't get more money out of buying it, or at least the amount of money I put in, then I don't buy it. So that's why I don't usually buy liquid coolers. Although on a high-end build, I think you need a liquid cooler for it to sell. You want me to tell you about what you're building. So this is a 12600K, all right, 1 terabyte NVMe, 16 gigabytes of RAM computer. We also have a graphics card here. Take a look. We'll go back. Let me guess in the comments what graphics card this is. Don't look in the description, no cheating. I got this from Zotac store. It is an open box model. And I got it for, I won't say, because that would probably give it away. I got it for very cheap. All right. So, where is the brackets for, here it is. Next step I'm going to do is put the CPU bracket on the CPU. It's way easier to do this before you put your motherboard in your case, in my experience. AMD. It is not AMD. AMD, we will be using AMD next build though. I have a AMD build next time with 32 gigs of DDR5. It is on AM5. So peel off this sticker here so I can stick to the back. But yeah, like I was saying, guys, CES this year, it just looked like I can't believe those companies like AMD, Nvidia, and whoever else, like we're just showing off like AI server racks at a consumer electronics show. Like what? That's crazy. I mean, I know, you know, that's what their company is about. And that's where they make most of their money at now, but it's just like read the room. Like no one, that's not what people went there for. Let's see. You know, and Nvidia didn't launch Super. It's pretty clear to me that originally they were going to launch Super at CES, and plans have changed. And you know, whether they're going to launch the Super series remains to be seen now. I'm honestly on the side that they may not come out with it, and if they do, well, you're just gonna have to wait for my latest video on that, because I think they're planning something insidious. Absolutely insidious. Alrighty. I'm gonna use these smooth ones, these ones with the ridges on them. Oh, you guys can't even see nothing from that far. They have these little spacers here. The smooth ones are for LGA 1700, I believe, and these ones with the ridges are for the older Intel. So I'm gonna use these smooth. At least I believe so. That's what I've always done. Yeah, the one company, believe it or not, that actually was showing off compelling things at CES was Intel. I believe it's this way. Because they were showing off Panther Lake, and depending on what kind of person you are, you may not even care about laptop, but Panther Lake's a pretty big deal because it's, you know, 50 to 70% faster than Lunar Lake in the graphics department, which Lunar Lake was already twice as fast as its predecessor. Or maybe not Meteor Lake. It was twice as fast as Raptor Lake in graphics. Come on now. So we basically just 4x graphics in like 2 generations with Intel. And now, unless you're buying Strix Halo, which costs like $2,000 from AMD, Intel is far and above the fastest in iGPU. So when it comes to handhelds like that are affordable, next gen Intel is going to be insane. Now, could AMD catch up in a heartbeat? Yes, 100%. The reason that AMD is actually behind is because they refuse to give people the latest technology in their APUs. They're continuing to use RDNA 3.5, which is a good deal slower than RDNA 4. And that's really hurting them. So I saw some article where Intel said AMD's using ancient silicon in their APUs. And on one side, they aren't wrong. Like I said, like some of their APUs on the IO tile, it has like 12 nanometer or like 7 nanometer. Well, I think Intel's IO tile, even Panther Lake uses 6 nanometer. Doesn't matter as much for IO. But at the same time, AMD said in response, like, well, you know, your chip doesn't even get close to Strix Halo, which I looked up the specs, and I think a mobile 4050s, and that's what the Panther Lake iGPU is equal to, is actually only like 40% behind Strix Halo. So considering that it's such a smaller chip and it uses way less power, I think that's a W. You can just see my hands. That's great. Let's see. How's your 5090 appreciation going? Bro. Can I switch? Oh, it's frozen again. Dude, that DJI camera just overheats. My 5090 appreciation is going well, man. Every time, like, I just made a video on it and it uses like 30 gigs of VRAM when I make a video. It's crazy. Like, yeah, it's just good, man. Like anything you do, it just maxes it out. And just like that, we have the back plate on. But yeah, the 5090 is absolutely insane. It does feel like future tech with the 5090. It feels like something that you paid for. Yeah. Oh, did it switch over? Okay. Feels like something you paid for. You paid more money to basically get a hard product that's future proof. That's essentially what the 5090 is. I might have to open the window over here. It's getting hot. Let me go do that. Alrighty. Now we got to put this motherboard in the case. Got to do some management over here. Put all this stuff away. 12600 KF. How many RAM you putting in? This has 16 gigabytes of DDR4. I have another kit of 32, but I think I'm going to make more money if I put this 16 gigabyte kit in here and sell it, and then sell that 32 gig kit I have separately for like 160 bucks or something. It's like $40 less than what they're going for last time I checked. All right, PC case. We are using the same PC case as last time because I bought two of them when I bought them. I forgot what it's called. I think it's a DIY PC. Let's see. Let me hold it up for y'all. Little fish tank, 2-fan. It's got 3 fans total actually, but so yeah, I'm gonna need to take off these panels. Yeah, it's kind of crazy with that 5090 video. A lot of people are salty about my thoughts on the 5090. I'm willing to bet those people had never bought, or they don't have a 5090. So if you think about it, they have no idea how it feels to own one. But a lot of people are just saying like, dude, why are you proud that you spent that much money? Or like, why, like you're just being a douche, basically. I mean, that's the only way to put it. That's kind of what they're saying. And honestly, like, you just don't get it, man. You probably have like a 9060 XT 16 gig, thinking you're hot stuff with 16 gigs of VRAM. Although you have a 128-bit bus and you get like a third or a fourth the performance I'm getting. It's like, I mean, I get it, bro. You don't want GPUs to cost a lot, but the hardware you're getting in the 5090 for MSRP, I think it's a bargain. Said that since day one. Got to put these over here to the side. You can go back and watch my videos when I first reacted to it. I said it was a bargain. I thought about selling my 32 gig DDR4 kits. Yeah, so that's what I was doing. Like, I've been putting all my kits with builds, but it just came out because I had bought so much RAM that, oh, I need to put that on the board. That's an NVMe screw. That I had one extra kit of RAM than I needed. Like, I have everything else that I need. I could use that extra kit of RAM to make a whole new build, but then I would have to get another NVMe, and those cost too much now too. So I thought it'd be better just to sell that separately instead of doing a whole new build. Alrighty. Here we go. Honestly, the part that I hate the most when building a computer is the I/O shield, and it's not even close. I freaking hate that. I'm gonna lower my desk here. $5090 gang is right, brother. Freaking love my 5090. Like, I do plan to sell it at some point, but like, I know it's gonna be really hard. Like, it's gonna be very hard to sell that thing. Also, I don't think you guys can because I'm looking at the audio, but can y'all hear like cars going by? Because I can, because I opened my window. Just let me know. Alrighty. put this bad boy in here. Please go in easy for me, old Betsy. Oh, I think I did it. I'm gonna leave that. I don't think it's all the way on the bottom, but I think it's fine. Oh yeah, that feels good. I didn't bring my wire cutters in here today. Gotta undo these. I did make a video about DLSS 4.5, and not only that, I innovated a little bit. I made a video about, it's not frozen, what I think NVIDIA's plans are, because what they didn't say actually said more than what they did say. Okay, so you're definitely want to tune into my video. I give some of my thoughts on where I think NVIDIA is going in the future with RTX cards, and let's just say you aren't gonna like it. it's and I really do think it's a possibility. There's been some leaks recently about Rubin and its release date. That is somewhat compatible with some of my theories, but we'll just have to wait and see. Okay, you can't hear any cars. Good. Dude, Moore's Law is dead. People are going to start realizing that he's just full of it. Actually, most things he says are like accurate. It's just that he's full of himself a little bit. 4070 Ti Super Game, rise up. That is a good graphics card. Alrighty, let's put in, I get these screws out. I'll switch back to this cam. I gotta lay these screws out here. Dang it, dude. I might have to go back to my garage and get that little tool to screw in these NVMEs. Oh yeah, I definitely am gonna have to. Because they have an NVMe pre-installed that will touch the board if I don't. Yeah, so let me go grab that. It'll take like 2 seconds. Be right back, boys. Keep y'all self-entertained. All right. I'm back. This is the tool I needed right here. All right, basically what I'm doing is I'm using this little thing as a wrench of some sort to take out this standoff because it will touch my board. There's not a hole on that part. Then I'm going to make sure this one's screwed in tight. And bada bing, bada boom. Now we'll put in the board. All right, boys, it's 2026 now. In the comments, let me know what was your game of the year 2025. Also, let me know what game you're most looking forward to in 2026. For me, the answer to those two questions, and hey, don't hate me. Oh, the IO Shield just came out. I'm gonna force it. I'm gonna force it. Okay. For me, the answer to those two questions, my game of the year, Expedition 33. And it's not close. That game just, it hit, dude. It hit so hard. Like the devs just wanted to make a masterpiece with that. And I'm getting into coding and stuff, and I'm realizing that like that took a ton of work for them to do everything they did with that game. All the different stat boosts you get. It's a lot of coding. Silk Song. I mean, I think Moore's Law is dead is right pretty often. Like, if you were just to make stuff up every video, like his win rate, his being right rate, or whatever you want to call it, his accuracy is much higher than if someone was just to make stuff up. He's got to have someone on the inside, like whether someone that works at AMD or works at Micro Center. And I think he definitely does have somebody that works at Micro Center. He said it in his videos. So Silk Song for Steven Anderson, Battlefield 6 for what, Malachi Hall? Is that Malachi? Battlefield 6 is good. I mean, that can be your game of the year. Doesn't matter if it's online or not. I got it. I got it for free with the 14600K. I only paid $150 for. It's a good game. I'll take this one out. It's a bit. Didn't get in there correctly. Yeah, 2025 for the channel, I think was a pretty good year. Just to myself, actually, before the year started. Also, is my audio in sync? It doesn't look like it's in sync. Sorry about that. It's another problem with the DJI. It has like delay. Oops. My goal for the channel was to get like 5K subs. Last year in January, I told myself that. And we didn't quite reach that, but I'm happy with where the growth, how much growth we've had. You know, and subs don't really matter. Views is what matters. And I've got a lot more sponsorships and product deals and things like that, and I'd count that as a win. Like, I really do. Alrighty. What is next? I think I'm gonna hook up the front connectors. It's usually what I do at this point. I actually raised the table a little bit. Low key how they bundle these all in there like that. Also, like another thing is like usually I get really hyped for CES. Oh crap, my finger. Like I get really hyped for watching other YouTubers during CES and their coverage, and like I like seeing all the little like new motherboards and new RAM sticks that clock really fast and stuff. But I didn't see a lot of that this year, like on YouTube. I don't know if I just didn't get recommended it, but I didn't really see a lot of that. I know Linus made a lot of cool videos about like different things like displays and things. I just blew my load basically on a new display, so I'm not going to get a new one for quite a while. I have a 4K 240 OLED, so I don't know. Like I was looking forward to like seeing new motherboards. Like that would have been cool if they would have teased Novalik motherboards or something like that. Like, yeah, this is for a new Intel motherboard that's or platform that's not out yet. Like that would have been cool. Or I don't know. Just spitballing here. I think maybe they did tease new RAM sticks that go up to very high capacity, like 256 gigabytes and 2 sticks, but that's going to cost like $10,000. All right, we got to plug these up in the front. I'll be quick with this. USB first. Get it out of the way. USB-C, which this motherboard does not have. Sad days. Also, another thing that sucks about this case and that I kind of hate is they said that these fans were ARGB, which means you can adjust the RGB, and they're not. They're only SATA power. Would have never bought it if I knew that. We have power switch. What is this, USB? I'm hiding from you guys. Okay. Dude, I know, like, low key, I'm grateful I didn't like go to CES this year and blow like $2,000, $3,000 on doing all that, and then just seeing like the data center. To me, any hardware is cool. Like I like seeing NVIDIA's data centers and all that, but like when I go to a computer hardware or a consumer electronics show, like I want to see the consumer stuff because that's what I report on. Like, and there was like no new hardware, like not even the B770 came out, which I thought for sure that was about to come out. I really don't know what Intel's doing dragging their feet on that one. Like, I don't know if they're wondering if they shouldn't release it because of RAM. Okay, now we're going to get the power supply. Let me point this thing up now. I dodged a bullet by not going. Dude, it would have been a ton of money. Like, really, like, it would have been like close to like a 5090. You know, like I could have had two 5090s if I didn't go and just bought a 5090. But, you know, I do want to go one of these years if I know it's going to be good. Like, honestly, I thought they were going to show off like Nova Lake motherboards or something. That's one of the reasons I wanted to go. If I have an idea that they're coming out with something new and maybe I could get some press details about it, I would want to go. But if I think it's just going to be a nothing burger, like if CES just continues into AI slop, there's really no point in going, I think. Okay, power supply. Yo, I've seen it before. Here it is again, the ASRock. Let's see, we'll switch it. Oh, that's way too close. And ASRock 750. 750 watts, 80 plus power, 80 gold, ATX 3.1. Heck yeah. I need to lower this thing a little bit. It's like Christmas. Another thing I found out on this little stretch of me not uploading is I messed with Unreal Engine 5, you know, the game engine, and I realized that it's super bloated and it's honestly kind of unoptimized out of the box. Like, believe it or not, like I thought it really was just devs not optimizing, but dude, it runs like actual garbage. Because I was trying to learn like development and stuff. So I actually switched to this engine called Godot, and it's like so lightweight and powerful for what it is, and like it doesn't overwhelm you with all these features you don't need. Like Unreal has like every single feature right in your face, even though you'll never use it, which is good to have, but like, I don't know. This power supply always smells funky, like plastic chemical smell. Okay. What do you mean the The Bits Power Party? Oh, yeah, I know. That would have been cool if I could go. So, JD Tech Mods, did you go to CES? Right, you went, right? Or were you at home the whole time? Dang it. I gotta unwrap this. Here we go. Alrighty. 750 watts of power. I do like how compact this case is. It's kind of satisfying if you could fit something in like a 50, 70 in here. Everyone that buys computers from me, I tell them like when I'm selling these Intel CPUs, because they're really powerful, these Intel CPUs for the price I'm selling these computers for. I'm like, literally just pick up a 5070 when you're ready to upgrade. Like that's the only upgrade you need. And then you'll be off to the races. Like you'll get like 3 times more performance. All right. I think this build's going really quick today. I'd built in this case once before, so I think I knew what to expect. We are going to put on the CPU cooler. No, I should put on the power supply cables. That's what I should do. Let's see here. I also need to plug this RGB cord in before I put the CPU cooler on. Make it much easier for me. It's just going to be rainbow RGB. I can change it on the CPU cooler through the motherboard. The fans won't change though, sadly. Okay. Where is it? Okay, guys. Can't stress this enough. If you're doing PC flips, you need cable extensions. They cost like 15, 20 bucks. They add like 100 bucks to your build, you know, just in perceived value. I'm going to start with the CPU one. Are you guys going to miss when I don't do these anymore? Like I said, this is my second to last one for a little while. Plugging in the CPU power right now. So what did AMD even announce at CES? I saw that, you know, they announced the 9850 X3D or whatever, and it's like 3% at best more performance. I mean, that's fine. It's just a little clock speed boost, but then really what else did they announce that was new? I literally do not know. I don't think they announced anything. Oh, something I saw from Intel like was really cool. There's this thing called, and I'd covered it before, like months ago when it first leaked, but my guess on what it was wrong. There's this thing called Wildcat Lake, and Wildcat Lake is really cool because it's, I believe, 2 performance cores and 4 efficiency cores, but these are Cougar Cove performance cores, so like literally like the best single core performance like out of any computer, and then Darkmont efficiency cores, and these are basically equal to Raptor Lake, or maybe even better in IPC. And then, so it has 8 or 6 cores and 6 threads, but all of that is built on Intel 18A. So it's going to be the most efficient chip out there, better than Lunar Lake, better than Panther Lake in efficiency when like low, you know, and low end workloads. And then the cool thing about it is the iGPU on that thing is also built on Intel 18A. So it's an Xe3 Intel 18A GPU. It's the only one. So it is possible to do it. They're just doing it on that one alone. Okay, now we're going to do the motherboard. We don't have any comments. What do you guys have to say? What do you have to say for yourself? I wonder if I should like add music to these live streams. Like play music for you guys, copyright free. I don't really know how to do that. Dang it, I messed this up along the way. Dang it. So yeah. I was hoping to cover more things for CES, but it looks like there's really only like DLSS 4.5 and then Panther Lake. So I'll probably make a video about Panther Lake pretty soon. I already filmed the one about DLSS 4.5. Other than that, I'm just going to have to get creative with what I want to do. I have a video idea coming up. I think it's pretty cool where I got a huge battery, and basically with that battery, you can plug in like a full-fledged gaming PC setup. Like not only the PC, but the whole setup. All right. Got one of them on, and we get the other one on. Should be pretty quick. And I tested this on a trip, this portable gaming PC setup, and it was able to run my mini computer for like 8 hours. It was pretty nice, dude. I just gamed on like the whole car ride, like with a desktop computer, RTX 5070 desktop, 13600K desktop. All right, there we go. Took a little bit longer. Plug this bad boy in from the back over here. Okay. Do the GPU on as well. This is actually only a 6-pin GPU that we have. So if you guys don't know what the GPU is yet, it is an RTX 3050 8 gig. Got that bad boy for like, I want to say 125, like after tax, like $130 off of Zotax refurbished website. And for that, it's a fair price. It's like, it's a really bad graphics card, but like at a good price, it's a good, you know, you're going to have DLSS with it. I want to say it's like RTX 2060 performance or something like that, but it has 8 gigs of VRAM. So it's like, okay, you could do worse. Big display. What's wrong with displays? Some you know, Samsung shows off some really cool stuff at CES. I mean, I don't want it to only be about displays, but I think display tech is really cool. They made those new OLEDs that don't flicker, or the text doesn't fringe on them, and then they're brighter, tandem OLEDs. Pretty cool stuff. I wonder how much they're going to cost. All right. Let's see here. It's going to be a little dark, but we're going to go ahead and put on thermal paste. Just using some basic stuff I got off AliExpress. And we're just gonna slab it on there. Real generous amount. Purpose of thermal paste is just to clear all the air bubbles in between the heatsink and the CPU IHS, and that increases thermal conductivity so your processor does not overheat. If you're wondering. I don't know how much noobs we got in the chat. Wipe off this with the manual. We got our CPU cooler. Here we go. Pretty simple. It was an LG. Yeah, well, I mean, LG can make good displays. Oops. I always get worried about like when I just drill my motherboard with a big screwdriver on accident. Like you just hit it when you're trying to screw in your CPU cooler. Never had anything break from that, but you gotta alternate just to make sure you get good contact pressure. All right. Next up, it all happens pretty quick here. The GPU. Yeah, what GPU am I using? Good question at a good time. This is the RTX 3050 8 gig, and I know, it's not the best GPU, but for a good price. I got it for $125 before tax off Zotac refurbished website. So I believe it's like RTX 2060 performance, but it's got 8 gigs of VRAM. It'll do the job. I gotta break this right here because it's a 2-slot. Okay. Oh, there's this thing on the side bracket you got to take off. It's not coming off. What the heck? It's just like stripped. What the? It's absolutely stripped in place here. Let's see. There we go. Had to push it with this other screw. That's not going back in because it's stripped. 3050 8 gig. It's crazy how people's mentality shifts when you're in like a hardware shortage. You're like 32 gigabytes is the minimum for any build, and then we have a huge RAM shortage, and all of a sudden people are using 8 and 16 gigs, and it's just fine. And then 8 gigabyte GPUs come back from the dead. I really do think NVIDIA is going to try to push the VRAM compression technology they've been working on, and that's going to be one of their pushes for next gen. 60 class may still have 8 gigs. Maybe I should put that back on because I don't think. Oh, there is a way. Yeah, I'll just take this off. Okay. And there's that little 6-pin. Honestly, wish they would just always use 8-pin. I don't see the reason using a 6-pin. And now the big challenge is stuffing this all in the back, making it fit. And the build is done, guys. That is the build. I'll go ahead and turn it on in a minute. There's one last thing I have to do, actually. I have to hook up the fan power. Oh, and obviously I have to hook up the front fan for the CPU. I didn't do that. It uses SATA right here. Push the table up. Somewhere in here. It is somewhere. It is. Push. I do not organize these. The people that I sell these to hardly ever open them up, but I'm just not that kind of person, I guess. I'm a sweep it under the bed kind of guy. Okay. I gotta go put on that front fan. Oh, I really messed up. I have to finagle this in there with the graphics card in the play. In there. I just did it out of order today for some reason. Come on now. Put these brackets on the wrong way. So I had a discussion with my brother last night. We were just online hanging out, and he was saying that he thinks that people are going to become how they were in 2020 when they just don't care about hardware and they don't watch YouTube about it because they can't buy it. You guys remember that? Where like all the GPUs were scalped. So you couldn't even buy hardware back then. So people just stopped caring, and then views for like Linus and Hardware and Box dropped and all that. Like he was saying that I should watch out for that because he thinks it might happen again. What do you guys think? Are you gonna lose your love for hardware because it costs too much? I mean, definitely could happen. I've always, I mean, I've already lost a little bit just because I have a 5090. Like, I don't really care about new stuff because it smokes everything. All right. Okay. There we go. It's in place. Go ahead and put that back panel on. It is pretty clean when you get all this to fit. Dang. It is hard to fit though. You said you use 8 gigabytes. What graphics card do you have? What 8 gigabyte graphics card have you tamed in your computer? Oh my gosh, this is bending. Take this off. There's a clip that goes on the outside right here. Make sure I get that. Man, sometimes these are difficult, man. They don't have anything in place to make this easy for me. There we go. Clipped on. And then, of course, this side's... Dang it. Come on! Wow, more people are watching me right now struggle with this than earlier when we were using the CPU and the GPU. Did it work? Nope. All right. We need to figure out a game plan for smushing that. We did it. We did it. Oh, heck yeah. Man, it's getting hot in here, even though it's freezing outside and I opened my window. Big reveal. Oh, that is hideous. A motherboard cable. And it's not really going to come out. There's no space in the back for it. Well, it might just be how it is on this build. I really hate that look. Get shoved in there. It's whatever. I think it's okay. Okay. Let me clean up, throw some of this crap away. And we'll turn this bad boy on. Got the power cord right here. We started streaming 59 minutes ago, so I've finished this thing in under an hour while live streaming. Pretty good. I don't know why, but more people always pop in at the end of the stream than when I'm actually building it. I guess because they just see the computer and that gives them like an aha moment. Okay, we'll turn off the top camera because all my plugs are filled up. What do y'all think? Is this going to be a pretty nice looking computer? Okay, moment of truth. Let's raise this bad boy. Get the optimal angle going for it. I like that. All right, 3, 2, 1. Nice. It actually looks pretty good with the rainbow, I'm not gonna lie. Pretty good with the rainbow. Okay, well, this is your chance to ask me any questions before I get off for the stream. So go ahead and think of any questions you have. I'm gonna go ahead and get a close-up for you guys with this DJI camera. GeForce RTX. It's hard to move this thing while it's on a tripod. There you go. Look at that shot. Pretty nice. What it looks like from this angle. Yeah, I know. The motherboard cords are coming out. Cannot fix that. There's not enough space. Also, there's all these cords up here. I could zip tie them, but oh, you guys can't see nothing right now. What FPS? What FPS am I gonna get? Well, it's gonna be completely and utterly GPU bound. So if you want to look up benchmarks for RTX 3050 8 gig, that's what it's gonna get. I think you could probably do Fortnite at like 100 FPS at 1080p medium these days with it, something like that. So, am I gonna match up with this? Are my lips in sync? Makes me look short. I had that table raised up all the way to my chest. Okay. So yeah, this was the computer build. RTX 3050, 1 terabyte NVMe, 12600 KF. All of these parts I had been stockpiling and just like holding for a little while, except for the 3050. Zotac had a really good sale on a few of their cards just a few weeks ago and I picked it up. But yeah, basically I just bought when prices were low and I'm selling them now when they're high. That's the whole name of the game. What's your ideal build? $105 for what? What is my, that's a great question, Reluctant Hero. Member of the channel, by the way. If you guys want to become a member of the channel, you can go ahead and just hit join by my icon, and it only costs $1 a month. You'll get cool little emojis by your name, access to more emojis to do in chat, and recognition from me. I think we only have 3 members right now, but $1 a month, you won't really notice. But to answer your question, Reluctant Hero, I don't know what kind of PC you can do for 1,000 right now. And if you're building for 1,000, I would at least want to sell at 2 to 1,300 at the minimum to make it worth it. That's 20 to 30% margin, and that's like barely, that's like getting by. I'd have to say you're going to have to go with 16 gigs, most likely, of DDR4. And at that point, you're probably going to want to get a 12600K. So probably I don't know the math. I don't know the prices right now, but I'm thinking, you know, you're going to get a 12600K KF with 16 gigs of DDR4. And then the GPU is going to be really important. You could probably squeeze in something like a Arc B580 or a maybe 9060 XT 16 gig. You might just have to go with the 8 gig, and at that point, that kind of sucks. But it just depends if you can fit that in your pricing. And then a 1 terabyte, You know, 512 gigs of NVMe storage just isn't enough in my opinion. Let's go ahead and move this a little bit. Oh yeah, it looks a lot better. So that's the kind of build I would do. You know, 12600K, 1 TB NVMe, 16 gigs of RAM, ARC-V 580 or 9060 XT. The 5060 Ti costs too much to fit in that price. So run LLMs. Dude, this is a 3050, man. Am I using OBS? Yeah. Why? Is it delayed? I think it is delayed. It must be. Or yeah, it's probably delayed. This is all encoding on an RTX 5070 PC below us. It's my mini computer. Run LLMs, test Linux. Dude, I know for like a 16 gigabyte kit of DDR5, that's basically ancient. Like when I first got into computer building in 2019, this is the kind of technology and RAM they had. Like 32,000, 16 gigabyte kit. It literally costs $105 right now. Like what the heck, dude? That same kit was $40 in the fall. $40. Or not even the fall, I guess it was the summer. Early fall. Dude, this is a 3050 people. It's not going to be able to run Cyberpunk at 8K. It's not going to be able to run Cyberpunk at 1080p with ray tracing. So it is what it is, dude. It's actually, I want to say that Intel's new iGPU is actually faster than this. I can look it up right quick. Where's my phone? Here it is. Let me look this thing up. RTX 4050 mobile. Tech power up. So an RTX 4050 mobile, which is what Intel's new iGPU from Panther Lake is equal to a GTX 1070. And RTX 3050 8 gig is 10% slower than that. So Intel's newest iGPU, this is crazy, but it's 10% faster than this discrete GPU. That's insane. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know if y'all can see this. No, there's no way you're going to be able to see that. Um, yeah, Panther Lake iGPUs. Go check the coverage. I want to make a video on it. Maybe I'll film one tomorrow and release it. I'm waiting on an advertiser for my latest video. It's completely done. It's high quality. But it's not about Intel Panther Lake. It's about DLSS 4.5 and or 5. I have thoughts about DLSS 5 and what it may entail. So you're going to have to watch that. Stay tuned. Yeah, I guess I should pull this up on my phone so I don't have to keep on looking back at the chat. Completely done, high quality. Okay, yeah, we aren't delayed. We aren't delayed in our speech here. Dude, I would love to add a section about gaming on the PC with like the live streams, but it's really not practical. Like it would make the live streams take 2 times longer at the minimum because setting up Windows on these things takes like 20 minutes in itself. And then you have to download all the updates and all that, and then you have to download the game. Now I have a super fast Ethernet connection, so I could do it quick, but it just take a long time. And then I'd have to download like Riva Tuner, like the benchmarking software. But yeah, boys, that's 18A. Yeah, so it's not a fair comparison, but it's just kind of funny that like the newest iGPU is 10% faster than this discrete GPU. And it's good to note this has 128-bit bus, and then Panther Lake also has 128-bit bus. So they're actually say on the same level, you know, the same playing field when it comes to their bus width. I think this has more memory bandwidth though, because you know GDDR6 versus LPDDR5X. So yeah. Any more questions for me, guys? What do y'all think of the computer? Pretty glorious, right? Yeah, with the black, there's people on one side and there's people on the other. When I build black builds, people are like, man, it would be better if it's white. I actually had build a couple black builds and list them for sale, and then I had people contact me like, hey, I want a white one. So I went ahead and bought a lot of white cases. And now people are saying, why not a black build? So it's just like that. If you want to take a look over here, here's my main rig. I don't know how much you can see it. It's my setup. It's a glorious setup, honestly. I made a whole video about this setup, a whole video, and none of you guys watched it. How dare you? It was sponsored. It was a sponsored video. I got cool stuff like this audio mixer, and y'all didn't watch it. So go back and watch that, share it, because I spent a lot of time on that video. Just because it's not about a new GPU or something doesn't mean you don't have to click on it. Dude, I thought fish tanks worked for me, but then my friend Sawyer, he got this case, and his GPU was literally like 15 degrees cooler than mine, and I was like, okay, dang it, I'm gonna get one. And this alone from my previous case dropped my temps on my GPU like 10 degrees. I kid you not. And I've gotten used to it. I think it's great, and it's just what's in style right now. So when I'm building these, you have to go with the flow, and you got to sell what people want. But I wasn't a fish tank guy either. I was traditional, like PC case kind of guy. But after this, I'm like, yeah, it's glorious. It has so much space. I very much like the Lee and Lee 011. It's great. You begin to realize DLSS is a game changer for these budget builds. You have a 2060 12 gig. It's getting 80%, 80 FPS average. Yeah. So a long time ago, over a year ago at this point, I basically said I'm putting a line in the sand, and I'm not going to sell the PC build that does not have AI based cores in it. I've made a few exceptions since then. Like I did buy a couple 5700 XTs just because I got them for steal. Like I got a 5700 XT for $80, which that's 1080 Ti performance, so that's crazy. Then I got another one for 100. I made two exceptions, but other than that, for the past year, if it doesn't have AI-based cores like a Tensor core from NVIDIA or an AI accelerator from AMD, like in RDNA 3 and later, I wouldn't sell it. Now, all Intel cards have AI-based accelerators, so I've sold a ton of Alchemist cards. Like a year ago, I was just buying A580s for like $150, like super cheap, and that's like right behind a 1080 Ti. I think like 20% behind a 1080 Ti. But for the time, for the media encoders they had, that price was stellar, and I would just keep on buying those and flipping them, and people were buying them. Like people wanted to buy ARC. I had no problem. I've sold just as much ARC builds as NVIDIA builds. Maybe more. Maybe actually more. Like if I went back and looked at all the PCs I built, it's crazy. And they sold fine. No one ever asked me, "Oh, that's an Intel card. Like, how is that going to play out?" Because I only started selling them once the drivers were good. Like I think it was a year after Alchemist came out before I sold a build with it. Fantax NV9 with. Okay, let me look that up. Let me look up the Fantex case. That's a $250 case, brother. Okay, that is sick though. It's kind of like the 011 actually, but it's just a little bit more stylized. Let's see if I can. Oh, dude, they even have inside RGB with this thing, and it's ginormous. Holy. Uh, this is what it looks like. This is definitely not the way I should be doing this, but that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like empty. I think it's sick. Yeah. If I had $250 and enough desk space for that, I would do it. But I hardly have any more desk space right here. Now, Flexi Spot. just reached out to me again and they want to give me another desk. So I'm probably going to do that and then replace this old desk that I have on my main setup and get that one because it's like a new gamery desk. Like it has like a little Joy-Con on it. I think it's going to be cool. See, that's one thing. Like subs this year, it didn't get to where I wanted to be, but like when it comes to ad deals, I've been getting way more ad deals than I ever thought I would. So I'm really happy with that. Did I find any good deals on 2080 Ti's? Yes, sir. I made a 2080 Ti build a couple months ago and I got it for $200. It was the Strix OC model as well. It was just about the best model you could get. Now, I filmed a whole video on that where I had to repaste it. I haven't released that video. I think I'm going to go back in my archive and edit that and post it because it's pretty interesting because the 2080 Ti, I believe it had a 750 millimeter squared die. If you don't know, that's just about as big as consumer GPU dies get. That's as big as the 5090. It's like this big. Like when I opened the 2080 Ti, it was huge. And what happens with those is there's so much surface area that parts of the thermal paste will dry up faster. And that card was thermal throttling to Kingdom Come, but there is no hotspot sensor telling me on that card or something like that. So the regular temp said it was fine. And lo and behold, I put thermal paste on that bad boy and it dropped temps on the hotspot. Well, it did have a hotspot temp. Yeah, it dropped the hotspot temp by like 30, 40 Celsius and it boosted performance by 2x, like 2 times the performance. So yeah, that's one thing that I'm actually worried about with the 5090 long term, especially if I don't think Zotac put PTM on my 5090 here, is it has such a big die and NVIDIA removed the hotspot sensor on Blackwell. So it'll just, the performance will get nerfed and you won't know it because your regular temperature will say, oh yeah, at 60 degrees you're fine, but your hotspot will be at 110 when the thermal paste dries up, and you'll get like half as much performance. So that's going to be something I monitor with the performance of it, because you won't know other than the performance that it's not doing well. That's one of the things. And if I was ever to open my 5090, I'd put PTM on there, and then that's not an issue. If you don't know, PTM, phase change material, I believe that's what it stands for. Instead of thermal paste, it's like a thermal pad, and it melts every time your graphics card heats up or your CPU. And then when you turn your computer off, it cools down and forms a solid. So it's continually reapplying essentially thermal paste or its thermal compound. You bought the biggest FlexiSpot desk they have. Dude, FlexiSpot, this video is not sponsored, but I will be getting sponsored with them soon. They make really good products, dude. This desk right here they sent me, I love it, dude. It's like twice as thick as my other one, my main desk. It doesn't, I mean, it is extended right now, but it doesn't really wobble nearly as much as that other one. And it supports a lot of weight. Like you can go ahead and sit on it. Yeah. Looking at new comments. I don't see any new comments, so probably about to end the stream here. What do you guys think of this build? I think it's pretty nice. Put this glass side panel on it. I want to say that they included plastic on the inside on this case, but I don't see it here. I actually had someone text me this morning on Messenger. He went to my old post where I had already sold the computer and he said, when are you coming out with a new computer, man? Like, I need one. I was like, oh, because all my computers have sold out. Like, people are buying them up quick. And I said, okay, I'm going to build one today. So I was like, I'll do a live stream tonight. I'll build it. Yeah, there is. Here we go. Put this back on. Here they are. Fish tank is decent. Trend. It beats the old style Rested Gamer grills. Dude, yeah, those those ones with the Alienware and the Omen. I don't like the look at those at all. Especially because they block the airflow, like you were saying, and you'll just overheat. Like they'll put a 14900K in an Alienware mini computer with no airflow. It'll just get to like 112 Celsius. All right. All right. Well, what's your name? Filau? Is that how you pronounce it? I don't think I've seen you in the chat before. Forgive me if you've been here, but nice of you to join. Thank you for checking out the live stream. Go ahead and subscribe if you haven't. If you're watching the live stream, might as well subscribe. Make a lot of great content on the channel regarding hardware, like CPUs, GPUs, that kind of thing, and my thoughts on where the industry is going. So go ahead and check that out. And I think that's going to be it. Silicon Steak, signing out. Oh, I'll answer this last question actually. Let me pull this up on my phone. Reluctant Hero. For your Facebook Marketplace builds, are you selling under a brand or your personal account name? Curious because I'm about to list my PC. So no, I just sell it under my personal name, but Facebook Marketplace will automatically set up a marketplace account for you. It's called a seller profile, I think. And every time you sell something, instead of deleting it, just hit mark as sold, and then people will be able to go back and look at all your posts. One of the biggest things with Facebook Marketplace is people can think you're a scammer. So anytime I sell something, I leave, the computer up, I just hit sold, and then I tell whoever bought it from me, like, hey, if you liked it, if you enjoyed it, go ahead and leave me a review. It really helps me out. This is kind of what I do as a job a little bit, so it just helps me out. And then I get a pretty good conversion rate. I think 1 in every 3 people leave me a review, and I think I have like 50 reviews or 60 reviews right now, which is it's just glowing. Like the more PCs you sell, the more likely somebody will buy a computer from you, especially if you have all those nice reviews. So that's kind of what I do. When people are messaging me, I say, hey, go ahead and check out my my profile, look at my reviews. I'm legit, because some people ask me, how are you selling it for this cheap? Like, is it new? And they'll ask me questions. So just be real with people. Let them know that you're legit. What I had to do for the first few builds is I sold them at cost. So I would find the cheapest deals out there, like I do now. And if it cost me $500 to build a computer, I would literally sell it for $500. And I did that on Marketplace for 2 or 3 builds, just because I liked it. And I was like, I just like doing this. And then I got positive reviews, and I knew the market better, like my local market, and then I started marking up the price. And now here we are. I'm just marking it up like crazy with this RAM shortage. So, okay, yeah, you said thanks a while ago. So I rambled a little bit. I think it's time here. Silicon Steak signing out. Thank you guys for checking out the live stream. Have a good one.